house on a rampage. Just, yeah. I'm really glad we didn't have social media back then. Because imagine your time hops now.
Yeah.
Like, you'd be like 16 years ago. It's like, oh, Jesus, shut the fuck up. I'm already like that from like 4 years ago. Where it's like, man, I was that depressed? Man, I'm surprised I still have friends.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to Elimination Chamber for the sake of, like we talked about off mic, with it being, you know, a WWE Network only thing, and hopefully being a shorter program. Because, I mean, it's totally set up to be a 2-hour show.
And they need more stuff like that. They need to get away from this excessive beating you to death with 3.5 hours of programming all the time. Like, it's just...
It's a lot. I mean,
right, because, well, and they should also take a note from how everybody loves NXT so much, right? Okay, the WWE, literally, what is it, like 3, 2, 1, 6, 8, like 8 hours of programming on a normal week, right? And on pay-per-view weeks, that can go all the way up to 12.
Yeah.
Right? Plus, like, they're doing pre-shows and post-shows now with all of that. There's so much
there's a lot of content
being thrown at you constantly now with the WWE. And with NXT, you get, what, like 4 hours a month?
Yeah.
On a good month, it's 6 to 7?
Yeah.
And everybody's just, we can't get enough of it. And it just goes to show you, like, if you keep a certain amount of variety in your programming, and they're trying to do that, but it's like sometimes they just kind of get caught up in pushing the wrong things. Like, you really don't have to start off every week with a 30-minute long promo about what's going on with the Authority and Seth Rollins. Like, it's the same shit every week. Like, you could accomplish what they're talking about in 5 minutes, literally.
I mean, you could put it on mute and have the Charlie Brown teach you.
At this point, yes.
And then...
And everyone, there are a lot of people that agree that that's something that kind of they could do away with. Like, anytime they start off Raw with a fucking match.
Yeah, it would be nice. I mean, the
You're
20-minute
like,
promos.
But, and the thing is, they don't even need to be 20 minutes, but they're always these 20-minute long, blah, 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 blah. We're the Authority, and this is our characters. We know. Moving on.
I would love to see, like, one night a storyline of the audio having problems, so they had to do an actual dark match. even though the cameras are working.
That would be amazing. Amazing. But it's just like it's the same thing as if every week when you watch the TV show, they spent the first 30 minutes explaining everything to you that's happened again. And then, like, it's like if you were to watch The Blacklist, right? And the first 30 minutes of The Blacklist would just be an explanation of everything that's happened up to that point.
Mm-hmm.
Like a detailed, graphic explanation of everything that has occurred up to that moment in the show.
It would be nice.
So, that's what we need to stop, guys. Yeah?
Yeah. And with that, we're going to take a quick break.
And we're back with another Gaffney's wrestling term, or, excuse me, insider's term.
Yeah. I know stuff. I know things. The word of the week is heat.
Heat. As in Latino heat?
Well, that is appropriate, considering that Eddie Guerrero was probably one of the greatest heel characters of our time. He just played a great heel. And heels, what they typically do is get heat, right? And what heat is a negative reaction.
So basically, I go into the ring and piss off the crowd. That's heat.
Right. Well, as long as they're responding. You can go and you can try to upset a crowd, but heat is what it is when you come out and basically they're booing you and they want to hurt you and all that good stuff, and they want to see you get hurt, most importantly.
So basically, if you're a pro sports team that's doing like horrible, you got heat.
Or if you're doing amazing, you got heat. Like Floyd Mayweather Jr., he gets heat.
Heat, you say?
Heat.
And he's about to fight Manny Pacquiao.
Right. And he's totally playing the heel in that. But that's another term.
Yeah.
For another day.
Definitely for another time. And that has been your word or term of the week. Heat.
I don't think that was the way it is, though. Nah, those people aren't retired. Raven is, though.
I don't know.
Raven has to be. He can't lose weight anymore. I don't know who these people are. Man. All right. Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, guys, and if you heard us in the background talking, we're looking at the current TNA Impact Wrestling roster.
AKA next week's free agents.
Yeah, I mean, we were just talking like what we thought about if ones would come to NXT/WWE, and if they'd even be worth coming.
Right.
You know.
I'm all for them bringing Drew Gallows back, just because that gets me closer to the 3MB reunion that I truly, truly want. Plus, that's a guy who just never really got a fair shot. Let's see. I think Austin Aries would be a good addition to the WWE, especially in NXT. Oh, if they could get Austin Aries in there, that would be nice.
What about like Bobby Roode?
Bobby Roode. That was actually what I was going to say next.
Yeah.
He's definitely a guy that deserves to go up to the top.
I mean,
Eric Young. I think Eric Young. Actually, I'd totally sign him. A Hardy Boys reunion would be nice.
It's possible. You know, it's always possible.
Yeah. A Hardy Boys reunion would be really cool, but that also would involve Jeff Hardy's criminal record clearing up.
And like we talked about before, we were talking about the viability of Kurt Angle. I just don't think it'll happen.
I think Kurt Angle thinks entirely too highly of himself.
Uh-huh.
This is a discussion I believe I was having with you yesterday.
Yeah.
Kurt Angle thinks that he's on the same level as a guy like Brock Lesnar and deserves to be treated in such a way by the WWE. The WWE can't justify bringing him in for anything other than like they want him to work full time. They want him to work house shows. They want him to be out there doing stuff. He can't justify getting Brock Lesnar money because he has not proven himself to be valuable outside of the WWE.
You know, and then you see other people like Kenny King, King Mo, Lashley, of course.
Lashley, if he ends up anywhere, he ends up in Global Force. He was never that good. Who the fuck is Crazy Steve? Is Crazy Steve any good? I don't know. I've never heard of Crazy Steve.
I don't know Crazy Steve. Just like I don't know Kahoya.
Or Micah.
Micah, yeah.
Micah looks like, I think, is that the dude who was hanging out with... That kind of looks like Haku's kid.
It's possible.
Yep, that is Haku's kid.
You know,
that was like he was in WWE as the guy who now plays Sin Cara's homeboy.
Because I was looking at some of these other people, and I was just like, I don't see them ever coming back to
Tyrus, aka Brodus Clay. He's already signed with Global Force. Let's see.
Like I don't see MVP.
MVP I could see coming back to the WWE and being good there, but I think he wants to be a main eventer, and in the WWE they never see him as anything more than, you know, mid-card superstar. But hey, you bring him in like with the New Day and mix that whole thing up, whatever. I'd love to see Mr. Anderson back, but that's political.
Yeah, there's the likelihood of that.
Magnus is terrible, and I don't care where he ends up.
I would love, honestly, I'd love to see Awesome Kong or ODB.
We would love that.
Like a big girl in the
didn't
Divas
ODB?
division.
She's doing the Ring of Honor thing, I believe. Ethan Carter III. Nope, he's going to Global Force. Yeah, Abyss. Abyss is still doing things?
Yeah.
Wow.
You could tell the excitement that was in my voice on that one. I mean, what's funny is this roster does have a lot of day ones.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of like, I could see a lot of these kids ending up in NXT, but not on TV, just in development.
Yeah.
Depending on what they want to do, but I'd say your top candidate, like the big ones coming out of this that they're gonna go, that they should go after, are Bobby Roode and Austin Aries. Those are the two guys that I think would probably best benefit the roster. I would say Homicide, because Homicide's good, but Homicide's also old and beat up. But I could be wrong there. James Storm needs a new gimmick. Because they already have Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Kenny King's got the talent. I don't know why he's not in the WWE.
Well, don't forget, you also got Doc Gallows.
Well, no, he's hang on,
who's doing indies right now.
No, he's GFW.
Oh, he signed already?
Yeah. Getting GFW, you already got Brodus Clay, Doc Gallows, Shelton Benjamin, who else? Chuck Taylor. They got Scott Steiner, so I'm in. What's Scott Steiner going to be doing? I don't care. As long as they give him a microphone, I'm all in. All in for that one.
Yeah, he's going to be calling somebody out.
Not well at all either. It's going to be great. I can't wait. They also got the Young Bucks over there, so that's where they're
hitching their horse to.
Well, yeah, that's okay. And they also were able to get former TJ, former Justin Gabriel, former Masterpiece Chris Masters.
Yeah, I mean it's turning into a decent roster. It's just going to be planning and everything. I mean, they got this tour going on. I plan on seeing them. I think my brother and I talked about seeing him in Bowling Green.
Bowling Green.
Yeah. So,
interesting. They got Davey Boy Jr. Who's Moose? Yeah, they got a lot of people. Oh, that's that. I've seen him before. Yeah, that's a big dude. Yeah, Quinn Moose Ojanaka. Like he was in a Ring of Honor show. He trained down at the Wrestle Factory in Atlanta. Used to be a football player, former Atlanta Falcon. If you remember how that goes in football, he'll be spearing people in no time.
AKA Goldberg, AKA Lesnar, AKA.
Never compare Brock Lesnar to Bill Goldberg, dude.
Oh, I'm talking about that made the football transition.
No, Lesnar did the reverse.
Because he did.
He wrestled like throughout throughout college. So. Like no, he didn't play football. He did not. He chose not. Like he tried to play with the Minnesota Vikings after he'd been in the WWE for like 3 years.
Okay, I'm wrong.
It's okay.
I admit when I'm wrong. I sell it. It just seems to be there's the Steve Mongo McMichael. There's a lot of these football player turned wrestlers. And don't get me wrong, it's not a new concept or anything. I mean, hell, Chief J. Strongbow, Ernie Ladd, all those guys were professionals in their own sports. I mean, both those guys were professional NFL players, as well.
Yeah. Well, that's how it was back in the day. You had a lot of guys that made that transition because they wanted to continue to do something that was athletic, and well, back then it was a different ball game too. We were having this discussion with somebody the other day because they're talking about there's discussion of bringing in that guy that plays the Mountain on Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones.
Bring him into the WWE, and everyone's like, "Oh, he's so big." And I mean, it's not like the dude's really stretched his acting ability. He played the frickin' Mountain, and he's like 6'8", and it's not like it's an ironic name. It's not like the Mountain was 5'4" and stabbed people in the neck. He crushed people's skulls. The Mountain was a bad dude.
Yeah.
And so, I think that kind of bringing him in would perpetuate that whole big dude wrestler thing, and
So it
to
ended
me,
up being like another El Dragon